Hello guys, ready to sail the Grand Line and claim the One Piece? Welcome to King Legacy, the Roblox adventure where One Piece's heart beats in every sword swing and cannon blast. I'm your captain, a battle-hardened pirate who's faced sea kings, raided marine fortresses, and clashed with Yonko wannabes. In these wild seas, a sharp blade alone won't make you a legend. To crush PvP battles, grind mobs, or conquer raids, you need a devil fruit, a cursed gift that grants epic powers but dooms you to sink in water. Today we're ranking all 40 devil fruits from the godlike S tier to the pathetic D tier, judging their damage, utility, and dominance in PvP, grinding, raids, and sea events. Will you unleash Dragon's fiery wrath or flop with Spin's weak twirls? Grab your cutlass, pirates. The seas are calling. Devil fruits are the core of King Legacy. You can find them in world spawns, buy them from the black market for 250k to 8M belly, or roll the dice with gacha for 250k belly or 1 gem. They come in 3 types: Paramecia with unique tricks like Doe's sticky combos, Logia with elemental immunity like Magma's molten shield, and Zoan with beast transformations like Dragon's mythic form. Amped up with Haki or Awakening, they shape your role in battle. Beely and gems, earned through quests, mob kills, or sea beast hunts, are your lifeline. Choose the wrong fruit, and you're stuck in a dinghy. A top-tier fruit can crown you a Yonko. A weak one leaves you scrubbing decks. Let's dive into the bilge with the fruits that barely ripple the waves and climb to the legends that shake the Grand Line. Let's kick things off with the D-tier fruits, the ones that sink faster than a ship in a storm. These are the duds you'll ditch as soon as you scrape together belly. Their power's too weak to face even first sea thugs. Now, Spin Fruit, a common Paramecia, spins you like a top, dealing pitiful AoE damage with slow cooldowns and no range. It's a joke in PvP, useless in raids, and barely clears fodder mobs. Buggy might laugh, but you'll be desperate to re-roll. Why D tier? Completely feeble. Best for absolute newbies in first sea. Beware. Swap it out fast. Next up, Spike Fruit, another common Paramecia, shoots spiky projectiles, but the damage is laughable, and the range is shorter than a dagger. Even low-level mobs shrug it off. Why D tier? Zero impact. Best for early quest fodder. Beware. Save belly for gacha. Now, Paw Fruit, an uncommon Paramecia, channels Kuma by repelling enemies with Paw Blasts, but its damage is negligible, and the pushback is too situational for PvP or raids. Why D tier? Weak and niche. Best for early crowd control. Beware. Grab a better Paramecia. Next up, String Fruit, an uncommon Paramecia, mimics Doflamingo with string traps, but its damage is pathetic and the range is a joke. Without Awakening, it's a waste. Why D tier? Outclassed by all. Best for One Piece fans and casual lobbies. Beware. Don't burn gems on it. Finally, Gas Fruit, an epic Logia, creates toxic clouds, which sounds cool but delivers low DOT with short range. Its Logia immunity is its only perk, but it's not enough. Why D tier? Disappointing for epic. Best for early Logia learners. Beware. Reroll for Magma or Light. Now let's move to C tier, where fruits show a flicker of potential, enough to survive first sea, but not to thrive in the Grand Line. These are stepping stones, not treasures. Let's start with Bomb Fruit, a common Paramecia, lobbing explosives like Mr. 5. Its tiny AoE and weak damage make it a dud, only clearing low-level mobs. Why C tier? Barely passable. Best for early PvE grinding. Beware, re-roll it quick. Next up, Smoke Fruit, an uncommon Logia, grants immunity to non-Haki attacks, a lifesaver for newbies. Its smoky AoE deals low damage and lacks PvP combos though. Why C tier? Defensive but weak. Best for first sea grinding. Beware, upgrade to Flame or Magma. Now, Barrier Fruit, an uncommon Paramecia, summons defensive walls, handy for stalling in PvE or raids, but it deals no damage, a liability in PvP. Why C tier? Niche defense. Best for early raid support. Beware. Swap for DPS fruits. Next up, Wolf Fruit, an uncommon zone, transforms you into a wolf, boosting speed and melee damage. It's decent for early grinding, but lacks range or durability. Why C tier? Situational melee. Best for melee newbies. Beware. Aim for leopard or dragon. Now, Giraffe Fruit. Now, Telekinesis Fruit and Uncommon Paramecia moves objects or enemies. A cool idea with weak damage and clunky controls. Why C tier? Gimmicky and weak. Best for early PvP experiments. Beware, swap for magnet or control. Next up, Mammoth Fruit, a rare Zoan, transforms you into a mammoth with tanky melee, but its slow attacks kill its potential. Why C tier? Bulky but sluggish. Best for early tank builds. Beware, grab Phoenix or Dragon. Now, Spinosaurus Fruit, a rare Zoan, offers Dino melee power, but its speed and damage are lackluster, failing in PvP or raids. Why C tier? Weak for rare. Best for Zoan collectors. Beware, re-roll it. Next up, Allosaurus Fruit, another rare Zoan, is slightly faster but still underpowered compared to top tier Zoans. Why C tier? Mediocre at best. Best for early melee grinding. Beware, upgrade to S tier zones. Finally, Brachiosaurus Fruit, a rare Zoan, delivers tanky dino attacks, but its slowness makes it useless in fast-paced battles. Why C tier? Too slow. Best for early PvE tanking. Beware, swap for better Zoans. Let's climb to B tier, where fruits can hold their own in second C, offering solid tools for mid-game grinding, casual PvP, or raid support. These aren't legends, but they're no scrubs. Now, Love Fruit, an uncommon Paramecia, channels Hancock with heart-shaped stuns, shining in PvP when awakened. Its low damage limits grinding though. Why B tier? PvP strength, PvE weakness. Best for mid-game PvP. Beware, boost with Hockey. Next up, Rubber Fruit, a rare Paramecia, is Luffy's iconic fruit, stretching for melee combos. It's a blast in early PvP but fades late game due to short range. Why B tier? Fun but situational. Best for second C PvP. Beware, swap for awakening fruits. Now, Sand Fruit, a rare Logia, summons sandy AoE like Crocodile with Logia immunity. Its damage is solid but outclassed by other Logias. Why B tier? Decent but not elite. Best for mid-game grinding. Beware, go for Magma or Light. Next up, Gravity Fruit, a rare Paramecia, pulls enemies like Fujitora, great for PvP crowd control, but its damage and range are average. Why B tier? Utility over DPS. Best for mid-game PvP. Beware, pair with high damage allies. Now, Control Fruit, a rare Paramecia, manipulates space like Law, offering tactical PvP combos, but its damage is modest and it's skill heavy. Why B tier? High skill ceiling, best for skilled PvP players. Beware, master its mechanics. Next up, Leopard Fruit, a rare Zoan, boosts speed and melee damage, a solid grinding tool, but it lacks the durability of S tier zones. Why B tier? Fast but fragile, best for mid-game melee. Beware, aim for Dragon. Now, Snowfruit, an epic Logia, slows enemies with icy AoE, perfect for raid support, but its DPS lags behind Flame or Magma. Why B tier? Strong CC, modest damage. Best for raid crowd control. Beware, upgrade to Ice. Next up, Rumble Fruit, an epic Logia, zaps with lightning AoE like Enel, great for grinding, but its PvP combos need precise Hockey. Why B tier? Solid but skill dependent. Best for mid-game grinding. Beware, go for Light. Now, Gate Fruit, a legendary Paramecia, opens portals like Bluno, offering mobility and tactical PvP plays, but its damage is low. Why B tier? Utility over power. Best for PvP strategy. Beware, pair with DPS fruits. Finally, Melody Fruit, a legendary Paramecia, uses music-based AoE, a quirky support fruit for raids, but its DPS is weak for legendary. Why B tier? Niche for legendary. Best for raid support. Beware, swap for Doe or Phoenix. Now let's hit A tier, where fruits become heavy hitters, thriving in Second C's chaos and dominating mid to late game PvP, grinding and raids with power and flair. Let's start with Flame Fruit, an epic Logia, unleashing fiery AoE like Ace. It shreds mobs in grinding and C events, and its PvP combos pop with Hockey. Why A tier? Versatile DPS. Best for grinding and PvE. Beware, hone Hockey for PvP. Next up, Ice Fruit, an epic Logia, freezes enemies with CC-heavy AoE like Aokiji, a staple in PvP and raids. Its damage is just shy of S tier. Why A tier? Elite CC, solid DPS. Best for PvP and raids. Beware, pair with DPS allies. Now, Venom Fruit, a rare paramecia, spews poison, DOT, and AoE like Magellan, excelling in raids and grinding, though its PvP range is short. Why A tier? PvE beast, PvP situational, best for raids and mob clearing. Beware, stay mobile. Next up, Gold Fruit, an epic paramecia, summons golden AoE like Guild Tesoro, with flashy damage for PvP and raids. Why A tier? Stylish and strong, best for PvP and raids. Beware, outclassed by Doe. Now, Spirit Fruit, an epic paramecia, conjures spiritual AoE, a balanced fruit for PvP and grinding, though not meta-defining. Why A tier? Versatile but not elite, best for all modes. Beware, aim for S tier. Finally, Toy Fruit, a legendary paramecia, turns enemies into toys like sugar, with spammable AoE and PvP stuns. Grinding is its weaker side. Why A tier? PvP strength, PvE niche, best for competitive PvP. Beware, boost with hockey. Let's reach S tier, the peak where devil fruits forge legends. These rule PvP, grinding, raids, and sea events, making you a terror of the Grand Line. Now, Quake Fruit, an epic paramecia, shakes the earth with massive AoE like Whitebeard, a PvP and raid monster when awakened. Why S tier? Devastating damage, best for PvP and raids. Beware, time cooldowns. Next up, Magnet Fruit, an epic paramecia, pulls enemies for crushing combos like Kid. A PvP meta pick with Awakening. Grinding is its weak spot. Why S tier? Combo King, best for PvP. Beware, Master Hockey. Now, Magma Fruit, an epic Logia, rains molten AoE like Akainu, melting mobs and grinding in sea events. PvP shines with Hockey. Why S tier? Grinding God, best for grinding and PvE. Beware, practice PvP combos. Next up, Light Fruit, an epic Logia, zips with blinding speed and laser AoE like Kizaru, ruling PvP and grinding. Why S tier? Speed and DPS, best for PvP and mobility. Beware, avoid close-range brawls. Now, Phoenix Fruit, a legendary Zoan, grants regeneration and fiery AoE like Marco, a tanky beast for raids and PvP. Awakening is godly. Why S tier? Survivability and DPS, best for raids and PvP. Beware, high belief cost. Next up, Doe Fruit, a legendary paramecia, stuns and combos with sticky AoE like Katakuri, a PvP meta-staple with Awakening. Why S tier? Combo perfection. Best for PvP and raids. Beware, master skill chains. Finally, Dragon Fruit, a legendary zone, transforms you into a dragon with fiery AoE and tanky durability like Kaido. At 8M belly, it's the ultimate fruit. Why S tier? Unrivaled power. Best for all modes, especially PvP. Beware, grind Beely hard. So, Pirates, that's the full rundown of all 40 Devil Fruits in King Legacy. From the unstoppable Dragon and Doe to the forgettable Spin and Spike, now you know which fruits will carry you to the One Piece and which ones belong in the deep. Which fruit's your go-to? Are you raining fire with magma or outsmarting foes with magnets? Drop your King Legacy stories in the comments and let's talk shop. If this tier list fuels your adventure, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Roblox epics. Yo ho ho, see you on the Grand Line.